Did you know that there is something that we all do that we cannot stop ourselves from doing? That is making comparisons. I believe that the most dangerous thing about human nature is what I call comparison culture. We know a lot about cancel culture. That's been a fun ride. But comparison culture has been around since we were crawling out of the ocean or whatever you believe to be the beginning of time. So there's two types of comparisons. We compare up or we compare down. We either look up, oh, you know what? We compare ourselves to other people who are further along than us, make more money than us, better looking than us. We look up or we look down, people who are maybe below our status, maybe are less evolved humans or whatever, comparison we decide to make. Heck, you are sitting at a stop sign or stop light, not a stop sign, stop light. Car comes up beside you, you instantly compare your car to theirs. Is it newer? Is it older? Is it faster? Is it slower? Is it nicer? Is it not? Right? All these different things, and we can't help ourselves from doing it. Unfortunately, comparisons have never been proven to act in our favor. Usually, it ends up making us feel afraid, anxious, miserable, and worse off than, right? It's very rare that when we compare ourselves to other, just based on human nature, that we actually find ourselves winning. And depending on what industry you're in, you may be up against comparison culture every single day. I work with a lot of realtors and it is brutal. But you know what? In my coaching industry too, there's billions of us. And so there's always that constant draw to compare yourself like, oh, they're doing something I'm not doing. Maybe I should do that. And on and on and on it goes. There is a way to actually help you move away from the negative hit. And that is simply to decide when you're making the comparison, you cannot stop the impulse. So give up on that. You can't stop the impulse. But when that impulse rolls through, you decide if it's going to affect your mood and your self perception. So what happens is you move from comparing to observing. We can't help ourselves but observe, but if you can remove that personal sting that usually comes along with comparisons, then you go about your day feeling way better about yourself. And again, if you've listened to any of my videos before, you'll know that I very much ascribe to and try to encourage everyone that watches videos and is one of my clients to look at only themselves as the most important thing in the world. The world is going to do what the world's going to do. You're going to make decisions and the world's going to react. You can't control any of that. I always like to tell my kids, you can make any choice in the world, but you cannot choose the consequences of your choices. However, in this world of comparison, we can, because it's up to us, we can decide how much this is going to affect us and whether or not it's going to change our mood, wreck our day, destroy relationships, or make us feel like shit. Okay, so the next time you feel the impulse to compare, right? Ask yourself, am I comparing up or comparing down? And how can I turn a comparison into an observation, which removes its power to change your mood and your self-perception? Positive self-perception has led to everything that is good in anyone's life. It leads you to have better relationships. There's more love in your life. There's more happiness in your life. You are more content. You're more relaxed. You're less anxious. You're more successful. There's all these wonderful things that can come into your life when you stop worrying about what anyone else is doing. Everyone's going to do what they're going to do. Their skills, talents, and everything, their makeup, their support, everything is going to be different. And most of the time, you don't have the full story as to why they are or are not at your level. So observe. Okay, that's nice. You can admire if you want to. You can have whatever opinions you want. But at the end of the day, if you can take the emotion out of it, turn a comparison into an observation, you allow yourself the ability to not be affected. Because if you can make sure that you don't get affected by anything else around you, you have more control in your life, and all those good things that you want just naturally happen with a lot less effort. Okay, so the next time someone rolls up beside you at the stoplights, ask yourself, am I comparing or am I observing? And if you do that and practice that, what you'll find is life gets a hell of a lot more fun to live.